little microaggressions that do damage to communities, especially damage to white males, American white males, but others too. And sometimes I'll be walking, uh, I'll give you a specific example. Yesterday, Sunday, March 4, I went to the Getty Museum and I walked there instead of parking there to avoid the $15 fee. So it's about maybe about a mile walk. And you walk down a narrow path down Sepulveda, right along the edge of the road. There's a little sidewalk, but parts of it are overgrown. They've never cleared it. I don't know why the city doesn't clean it up, but anyways, so I'm walking. It's usually, very rarely do I pass anybody there because it's not a nice place to walk. But yesterday, I was leaving the Getty, walking back towards my vehicle, and I see a lady approaching me. And I've learned by now that certain ladies will make a point. I mean, okay, there's practical ways to be safe, and then there's virtue. It's called virtue signaling, where a lady will go out of her way to dramatize her being concerned about her safety rather than actual practical matters, which tells me something, that this is not a matter of true concern of safety. It's a matter of virtue signaling and saying, I'm just this lovely little maiden, innocent, virtuous, and this person walking toward me is a potentially big bad man. For example, she just did a tiny little shift of her purse, but she made sure I noticed she did that shift. That's what cued me that this was virtue signaling rather than concern for real safety. So what I'm starting to do now is virtue signal in return. So I walked in a loop around her. As she approached, I stepped out into the road, gave her about 10 feet to walk by safely, and then I proceeded on my way. To dramatize in return, that I'm no danger to her. But my larger point is that these little microaggressions, virtue signaling type things, do damage to us as a community, those who are the victims of them. Because here we are, I have no intention of harming anybody, no intention of stealing anybody's purse, but yet I have to endure the little microaggression from this. I would call it it's actually a little act of evil on her part. When it's not practical, I mean, this is in broad daylight, folks, and there's cars roaring by, and I dress well. I don't look like a bum. I wear a cross around my neck. I'm virtue signaling that I'm a good guy and have no ill intentions. So when they virtue signal back the other, as if I might be bad, might be dangerous, when there's no facts or evidence to back that up, not the way I dress, not the way I act, I smile at people, try to, express a tone of warmth and caring. So when they do that, they're actually committing a little popularization or depopularization act, sort of like you would experience like in a high school, like teenagers do to teenagers. The way people shift their bodies, turn. So it's really hard on us as a society, the victims, and it's usually males who are the victims, not females. I mean, I could pretend I'm scared of a lady walking my way, but everybody would just laugh, right? And I'm sure black males also feel this at times. And others. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I am definitely. I'd never get this anywhere else except in Southern California. It's an act. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that it's an act. It's not sincere. There are things you could do that are sincere that would make sure you could be ready as I'm walking by to move fast without having to do something that shows you that you think I'm a bad person. You just prepare yourself physically. That's about the only thing you can do. And if you're that scared, then you should probably not be walking. If you're that scared of people in general in the middle of the day, sincerely scared, then you might have a mental health issue. Another example is I was leaving the doctor's office today. Mostly Asian doctors and Asian patients here in this part of Southern Cal, Alhambra. And I'm Anglo, I'm white male. So I'm leaving with my walker, one-hand walker, cane, 4-pronged, and as I get in the elevator, a lady comes up. She's about to get on, then she sees me, and she stops. She acts as if like, no, I'll take the other elevator. Never know. Once again, middle of the day, 3 levels. I'm at a doctor's office walking with a walker cane, and she's going to act like I'm potentially dangerous. Doesn't fit. It's not realistic. Virtue signaling makes me feel bad, makes her feel like she's all this innocent, nice little maiden, Little Red Riding Hood, and that's really bad, especially it hurts when people from other cultures do it, especially if they're immigrants, and they treat you like, I mean, you're born here, a white American, and then they treat you like you're the potential aggressor at them. When I actually, went to college and tried my best to be a welcoming, kind, caring Christian evangelist, pastor, minister, etc. I mean, that really is hurtful when they do that, and it hurts us as a society, because then, well, I mean, it speaks for itself. Another example, I was walking to the Hammer Museum on Wilshire about a week ago. And it's middle of the day again, walking down the sidewalk, broad daylight. And a lady's walking by, and we're on the sidewalk, and she moves over just like 6 or 7 inches as she passes me. Not like it's gonna make any difference if I'm there to attack her or to steal her purse or whatever. The way she moved over 6 or 7 inches isn't gonna make a difference. She did it as a matter of virtue signaling to say I'm a little Red Riding Hood, and you're a potentially big bad man. The opposite would be, you're around a woman. I go to church yesterday, a Methodist church right across from where that happened. A lady, a white lady, and they treat you with warmth as if they're totally comfortable with you. Pats me on the back as I go up to take communion. That's the difference, And so we need those women. I guess, if we're going to make this all a matter of identity politics, I guess I have to ask the white women to stand up for the white men. Now, I go to an Asian doctor, and she's really nice and warm to me most of the time, but you never know when they can switch on you. They're just a little Red Riding Hood. But she's pretty good. But I have to, just ask for, if this is the way it is in Southern Cal, I ask for my fellow white women to at least take a stand for us white men. If that's the way it's going to be, virtue signaling. God be with you and bless you.